NSFW, serious. What do you wish more members of the opposite sex knew? That me being nice and a guy doesn't automatically mean I want anything from you. I just want to be a kind person. And I'm expecting you to be nice to me too. It's not entitlement, it's basic human etiquette. If a guy is always the one to initiate texts and suddenly stops, he's trying to see if you give about him by seeing if you text first. If you never do, he will stop texting you because he thinks you no longer give about him. Very accurate. Please text me first. Makes me feel wanted. Guys like to be complimented too. Yes, we do. I'm both a guy and a cashier, and I can remember almost every time the customer has complimented me on something. Unfortunately, because of how infrequently it happens, that sometimes guys just don't feel like having. It doesn't mean you're ugly. It doesn't mean we hate you. It just means that we don't want to. Also, and I cannot stress this enough, ladies, like I really can't, when you ask what we are thinking and we say nothing, we mean nothing. We are capable of sitting there completely devoid of any thought. Please remember this. Or the rabbit hole of thought we are currently enraptured in is so obscure, that for everyone's sake, it's just easier to say, nothing. Yeah, it is a thought process of, should I explain this bizarre pathway for 10 minutes and risk this person thinking I am insane, or just say, nothing? Peeing with a boner is not easy, and yet the boner sometimes goes away afterwards. I haven't figured that one out yet, TBH. He's just tired from all that pissing. Proper hand job technique, uncut versus uncut. When a guy can't get hard, it doesn't mean he is not into you or think you're ugly. NGT, proper hand job technique, uncut versus uncut. Yes, this. I can't count the times the girl just yanks my back like she is trying to unearth the secret treasures hidden beneath. That being a dad and being active in the caregiving role of parenting is not babysitting, it's parenting. My wife did not let me look after the kids on my own like I'm some sort of untrustworthy man baby that's been given a special responsibility. Yes, I goofed around with my kids in rough house and we do stupid, but I also feed them, change their nappies, address their little injuries, keep them safe because I am a capable adult human. Also, none of that is worthy of praise. I'm not some awesome beacon of manhood because I am capable of, and actively engaged in, parenting my children. That is literally the baseline for what is required of being a parent. TLDR, being a dad does not equal being a glorified babysitter. It is being a parent. I'm capable of cooking, clean laundry and other household tasks. There's no need to treat me like I've never even heard of them before. Favorite food to cook? Mine's peanut butter cookies. Big penises hurt during to a lot of women. When we say your size is perfect, please believe us. Not every woman has a giant hollowed cave between their legs. We need matching sizes. Edit sentence organization. That a girl being different and having unfeminine interests doesn't mean she's looking for attention. I'm a straight guy, and I have stereotypically masculine interests. For that reason, I can't wrap my head around the idea of disliking women for sharing them. Edit word. Being a man isn't easy. The pressure people create to not cry and man up, whether intentional or not, is huge. Where the clitoris is, that men have feelings too. That while society pressures women, it also pressures men. It does it in a different way though. Here is a quick list of things that you shouldn't do if you're a man. Bake, sew, knit, cook, embroider, stay home and look after your newborn, parent your children, say no to, claim rape, say no to working overtime, cry, be sad, show emotions other than happiness or anger, ask for help, earn less than your spouse, play with your kids, arrange flowers, be fussy about our hair, like the smell of flowers, like flower patterns, pottery, design, watch a rom-com, read a romance novel, read a Harlequin novel, enjoy soft music, yoga, take care of yourself. Men are told they are to be tough, stoic and unfeeling. They have to be men, not men. It's all about being the alpha, the big cheese, the head honcho, grandpapa, Mr. Big Shot. If you're not a man, then women won't like you. You'll be a failure, an outcast, a social pariah with no hope. You need to have the suit, the car, the watch, the cologne, the boat, the girl on your arm. This is what a real man has and does, so you need to as well. All that stuff does is create emotionally unstable men who perpetuate the same over and over, and then it affects their kids, and the next thing you know, young Billy guy who went to college just hung himself because he couldn't handle the pressure put on him by his family and society. I feel like I enjoy most of the things you said men shouldn't do, but because I really do enjoy it, I think people like that about me. Even the boomers in my life respect it. They see me as being able to do more than they could. The answers to all their problems. It's not as easy as point and shoot. That women won't think you are weak or not masculine if you sometimes need to just cry and get all of your emotions out. We are all allowed to cry. To me, a relationship is a team. I bring them up. They bring me up. If I show vulnerability and people abandon me, I will know I can't count on them. It's hard to appear strong all the time. And I do feel weak and vulnerable. Sometimes I need a hug and reassurance as well. I am not ashamed to say this. Hugs. That I can't read your mind, Karen. Be nice if everyone was upfront about everything, wouldn't it? That there are women in the world who genuinely date exclusively good people. B. Enjoy. C. Are not shallow. And D. Like to be told the truth about stuff. There are just altogether too many stereotypes about women. Not all guys believe them, of course, but enough seem to, that we are all shallow, lying narcissists who date jerks and nerdy guys are all going to die alone because women beat thoughts, or whatever. Nope. Be genuinely good as a person, and there will be a woman out there who adores your Steam collection and thinks it's cute that you snore, have thinning hair, can sing all the lyrics to Tool and also Taylor Swift edit, spelling, and GTB. Enjoy as the stereotype that they don't really that prevalent. Edit. Why the downvote? I genuinely do not want to date you just because we like the same bands. Please do not send me your pics. Well, that men have feelings and try to play tough cause that's what we were taught. Every day hear a "don't cry, man up," and those nonsense. You start luang the guy. A decade later you have a bag of rocks with no emotions. That scent should be used sparingly. That you do not have to buy gifts to get love. That kindness is cool. That no, men are not the only ones to get rejected. I'm not into my hobbies so as to impress guys. And interrogating me about said hobbies is not a good way to actually get my interest. There's a reason I stopped going to the local comics shop and fell out of comics before the Marvel movie renaissance. And it has a lot to do with how I be approached, lectured and hassled in store back in the pre-Amazon days. That society values women and children intrinsically for their existence, and men based on their utility. There are a few different reasons why homeless women have 10x more resources available to them than homeless men do, and this is one of them. That women can't control their periods. It is not like PM we can't hold it in. Telling us "I'm fine" when you're clearly not doesn't reassure your female friends that you are, in fact, fine. It just makes us worry more about you. That women aren't exaggerating when it comes to sexual harassment, assault. Every woman I know has dozens of stories about being catcalled, grabbed, pursued even after they clearly state that they're not interested, etc. And it's super scary because we know that realistically there's no way we'd be able to fight them off if they decided not to leave us alone. Please stop saying women are making it up for attention or that we're overreacting. Look after your female friends and call out guy friends if you see them doing this stuff. Red heart. As a guy, wish girl would understand. 1. Not every time I talk to girl the end goal is having platonic girlfriends are nice. It does have a mind of its own, and some days it just get hard at the most random stuff just to spite you. Just because it hard don't mean we're horny for. Shrinkage is real, as well as some overgrowers. Flaccid is no mean the final product. 5. Blue balls is very real, very painful, but only happen when they're a medical issue causing seminal backup. We have feelings just as complex and valid in yours. Some of us don't play dad. We are dads and will go toe-to-toe with your bear mama to protect our little ones. Having an erection sometimes doesn't mean wanting to. For all intents and purposes, we're all one and the same. Men, women, black, white, European, South American, etc., etc. Which is exactly why questions like this need to be asked. We're all connected, and subsequently when people don't understand each other, they don't understand themselves. Edit. Each other, themselves, not each other, each other. That's silly. Amen to that. We don't always want to be the one initiating stuff. Once I randomly stopped texting a girl to see if she would ever initiate or start something, but she never did, and after like 2 months she randomly said she missed me. What periods are, what they mean, how they make us feel mentally and physically, and how to properly help us during this week. From women who stop having 2 years after the wedding have basically filed for divorce. That's a two-way street. Women, yes, men often make the first move and lots of us are fine with it. But if you want to make a man feel wanted, make the first move. Nothing puts a guy on cloud nine like girl who approaches him. That some stereotypes are the result of societal pressure and some are the result of actual traits that most men have. You can tell me it's okay to cry, but since puberty I've been virtually unable to do so. It's not because I've internalized the role men are supposed to have, it is because my hormones just don't allow for that option except in rare circumstances. I haven't been overwhelmed by tears for near a decade now. The last time I truly sobbed was because I forced myself to. I got drunk and watched The Notebook by myself, and finally, after funerals, heartbreak, and years of minor worries and pains, I finally was able to let the tears flow. It was difficult and it in no way improved my ability to cry. Some men just don't cry, but it doesn't mean we aren't sad. Frankly, I wish more men realized this too. Guys, for most, dancing is foreplay. So get your two left feet down to your nearest Arthur Murray's and amp. Get your Fred Astaire or Gene Kelly on. To the boys. 1. Niceness doesn't mean flirting. 2. Keep going doesn't mean go faster. 3. If she gives you a fake number, she isn't into you. 4. Incelism is a self-fulfilling prophecy. 5. Please trim your pubes. 6. Get the correct condom for your size. 7. And wear that condom without complaining if we aren't comfortable with bareback. 8. Wash your 9. Wax your unibrow and trim your brow hair. 10. It's okay to be upset and cry or need a hug. All humans deserve comfort. I am up for anything serious. Just because that other woman you knew apparently slept with you, doesn't mean I am. That guys aren't the main problem when it comes to rape and abuse. I'm not saying that they aren't a problem, but what I mean is that, when guys say that they have been raped or abused, everyone laughs it off and most women totally ignore it. It's because of that men have the highest rate of suicide. Almost 2/3 of all suicides are men. I want women to that just because they are the main target for rape or abuse. As far as we know, it doesn't mean they are the only target and that they should bully out of existence a help group for male rape and abuse victims. Peeing is not as easy as females think. It's still easier than females, but just not as easy as you might think. That for some men, sometimes that needs physical touch to become erect. Talking dirty and showing skin isn't always enough to get hard, but that doesn't mean we don't find the dirty talk and nudity extremely. When we don't know how to react to a compliment, we don't find you weird. It just happens so seldom we never learned how to react. We ducking loved compliments. That I'm really trying not to be creepy when approaching girls. And if I ever fail, my sincere apologies. I'm just being nice. I don't want to be your boyfriend. I'm being myself. Kind to people. Did you expect me to tell you? Get lost the moment you appear. That's just messed up.